Welcome to Voices from the Park, our listening project, where we hear about the lives and thoughts of some of the wonderful people of the South Pennines Park. Today, we're listening to...
Well, I'm Pat Smith, I'm the chair of Bacup Pride. Bacup Pride is a town centre clean-up and gardening group. So we've been going about 10 years and we look after most of the planting in Bacup Town Centre. The part of Bacup Pride's work is we have a community allotment because we try and be as sustainable as we can in the town centre. We're sort of almost in the middle of the Rossendale Valley. Bacup's reputed to be one of the best preserved mill towns in the country. We've preserved a lot of the history here. Most people who come for the first time think it's a very nice town. People are certainly friendly. We are surrounded by moors. The ruggedness of where I live has a bit spoilt me for some other areas. I remember in my mid-20s going to Devon for the first time and really looking forward to it because, you know, it's beautiful. But for me, it was too pretty because I like the ruggedness of the moorland. For me, there's nowhere quite like it. I remember bringing someone home when a boy I'd met when I was about 17 and he got off the bus near where we lived and he said, "You never told me you lived in the countryside." And I thought, do I? Because to me it was just home, and to me countryside was living on a farm and having an apple tree in the garden and things like that. And it didn't occur to me at that age that this is what people see as countryside. It's got as many wonderful aspects as many of the national parks have, but yet people travel from Bacup and Rossendale to go and visit those areas, when I think what we need to do is explore where we live. We also organise the Bacup Flower Pot Festival, where we encourage people to make sculptures from used flower pots, which are then displayed outside people's houses, outside businesses, in shop windows, on the market. And it's an effort to encourage people to come and discover Bacup, maybe for the first time, to encourage people who live around Bacup to explore a little wider and to have a look at what's available. We feel very strongly that everyone needs to be able to take part. Here at Stubberley Park, we're just on the edge of the moors, so it's a fairly short but steepish walk up to the moorland. It's quite a spectacular landscape, and part of it's been converted into a mountain bike trail, so it does attract bikers from across the country. It's not the biggest park in the world, but it has got plenty packed into it. 12 months ago we were visited by the judges to see if we could get the Green Flag Award, which we did, and they said it was unique and inspiring. We have the beautiful rose garden, we have Stubberley greenhouses, a therapeutic community garden, and it's gone from strength to strength and supports many people with mental health problems. They run a community cafe. One of the mottos is growing plants, growing people, and they do that really successfully. We have a pump track. It's like a starter track for people, for children, but we did get adults using it to start them on that course of being able to go up on the moors and do mountain biking. So it's a rolling track with dips and hollows and hills and things, and that's been really successful. We have a skateboard park. We've got the Fairy Dell. It's just a nice walk. It goes down lots of steps and there's water running down it. The greenhouses have put lots of fairy houses in it, so for the kids to go down, it's a magical area. And families come down and put their own fairy houses in there as well, so it's an ever-changing fairy landscape. And it's got a children's playground, and that's much more natural play equipment now than it used to be. Well, we've seen a big uptake in people using this park, and I think partly massively because the upgrades that's been happening in the park, the facilities are better, but also for COVID, people weren't travelling out of the area and they were suddenly discovering what they actually had on the doorstep. And then as we were slowly coming out of lockdowns, there were people talking to us saying, "We had no idea, we live just down the road, like 5-6 miles down the road. We had no idea that this was here," and it's absolutely amazing. But it's amazing because there's a lot of people locally who've got involved, and we're in partnership with the council. First of all, we have to start ourselves valuing what we've got here and understanding where it is we live and what the positive sides of where we live are, so that we can share those, and we've got to share this with other people so that they understand what this area is about. We can't enthuse other people if we don't enthuse about where we live. So for me, it's about sharing this message.
Water, grit, blood and dirt, we're the proudest folk on earth. Pennines pulsing through our veins, bringing us home.